Morning to all the students. Dear students, we are doing matter in our surroundings. And during the study of the change of states, we have seen that a liquid changes to gaseous state either by increasing the temperature or by decreasing the pressure. Have you come across a case where the liquid may change to vapor state of its own? If not, go to your place and take some water or any other liquid in a trough or open container. Leave it as such exposed to the air for a day or two. What do you observe? You will observe that the level of liquid in the container has decreased. Now, where has some of the liquid gone? The answer to this question is it has actually changed to the vapor state of its own. And this process is known as evaporation. And the evaporation may be defined as the phenomenon of change of liquid to the vapor state at any temperature below the boiling point of liquid. Cooling is always caused as a result of evaporation. Energy is needed to overcome the attractive forces among the liquid molecules so that they may change to the vapors, and this is absorbed from surroundings. Temperature of surrounding gets lowered and the cooling is caused during evaporation. Now, some examples of evaporation. First, spraying ether. Spraying ether. This is first one, spraying ether. And we can see surgeons quite often perform minor surgeries on a portion of skin by spraying ether. It is a low boiling liquid. Its boiling point is 308 Kelvin and it evaporates at a very fast rate from the skin. As a result, the temperature of skin becomes so low that it gets almost numb. Under the circumstances, a minor cut can be easily made on the skin in order to perform the surgery, and the patient does not feel any pain because of the numbness that has been created. Second example is spraying or sprinkling water on roof. It is second one. During summer or on a hot sunny day, poor people generally sprinkle water on the roof or on the ground. As water evaporates, it takes up heat from the surface. As a result, cooling is caused and they sleep comfortably during the night. Third example is we normally prefer cotton clothes during summer. Actually, we perspire a lot in hot and humid weather. Since cooling is caused during evaporation, the body temperature gets lowered. We feel more comfortable. Now, cotton is of porous nature and is a good absorber of water coming out of the pores as sweat. And the synthetic clothes are less porous and do not absorb sweat so quickly. As the sweat evaporates, it absorbs some energy from the body since the clothes are in contact with our skin. The temperature of the body gets lowered and we feel more comfortable. We feel less comfortable in nylon and terylene clothes during summer. Next example is getting relief under a fan. In summer, we get relief under a fan. Actually, the air from the fan causes quick evaporation of sweat from our body. And this needs energy which is taken from our body. The body temperature gets lowered and we get relief. Fifth example is desert cooler is quite effective in summers. This one, a desert cooler is quite effective in summer. In fact, hot and dry air passes through the wet pads of wood shavings. Water present evaporates and in the process the temperature inside the cooler gets lowered. That's why the air escaping from it is very cool and the fan inside the desert cooler further speeds up the process of evaporation of water. Next example is use of earthen pots. This one, in remote villages, people still do not have any access to electricity. In summer, they generally keep drinking water either in earthen pots or in earthen pitchers. It becomes sufficiently cold within a few hours. Actually, there are fine holes in the earthen walls. Water escapes from these holes as vapors. Since energy is needed to bring about change in state from liquid to vapors, it is supplied by water present in the pot or pitcher. Its temperature slowly gets lowered and it becomes cold. Next is factors affecting evaporation. The evaporation of liquids can be increased or accelerated by the following factors. As you can see, I have written factors affecting evaporation in the center. First is surface area available for evaporation. For example, we often put hot milk or tea in a saucer before sipping it. Since the surface area has increased, the evaporation becomes fast. And second example is we often spread wet clothes, spreading of wet clothes in order to dry them in air. By doing so, there is again an increase in surface area available for the evaporation of water and the clothes soon get dry. Second factor is increase in temperature. Increase in temperature, it is directly related to rate of evaporation. We observe that the evaporation of water or of any other liquid becomes fast if the atmospheric temperature is high. Now third factor is decrease in humidity. Humidity is inversely related with the rate of evaporation. The humidity level or amount of water vapors in air is high, then rate of evaporation decreases. And sweating a lot in hot and humid weather. We sweat a lot in hot and humid weather. Next factor is increase in the speed of wind. Increase in the speed of wind is directly related with the rate of evaporation. We often notice that the wet clothes dry fast on a windy day. Actually, with the increase in wind speed, the particles of water vapors present in air also move away and the air which replaces it is comparatively dry, and this will enhance or increase the rate of evaporation. Now last factor is nature of the liquid. Nature of the liquid. Boiling point is related with the Rate of evaporation. Alcohol evaporates at a faster rate than water. In fact, the boiling point of alcohol, that is 350 Kelvin, is less than that of water, that is 373 Kelvin. इसका मतलब है that interparticle forces of attraction in alcohol are less than in water. Therefore, alcohol will evaporate faster than water. Lesser the boiling point of a liquid, more is its tendency to change into vapors or to evaporate. Next is differences between boiling and evaporation. First point of difference is boiling occurs only when the liquid is heated to a certain temperature called the boiling point of the liquid. On the other hand, evaporation of a liquid takes place of its own. Second point is boiling takes place at a specific temperature known as the boiling point of the liquid, whereas evaporation takes place at all temperatures. Third point is boiling occurs from the surface as well as from below the surface of the liquid. But evaporation is a surface phenomenon and it occurs only from the surface of the liquid. Fourth point, that is factors. Physical conditions such as change in temperature, surface area, wind speed, etc. have no effect on the boiling point of the liquid. Whereas in case of evaporation, all the physical conditions influence the rate of evaporation of a liquid. Last point is, in case of boiling, no cooling is caused during boiling, whereas in evaporation, cooling is always caused during evaporation process. We have so far studied that solid, liquid and gas are the three states of matter, and scientists have discovered two more states of matter. These are plasma and BEC, means Bose-Einstein Condensate. Coming to the first, that is plasma, that is the fourth state of matter. Plasma. We all know that sun glows during the day while stars shine during the night. This is because of plasma, which is a mixture of free electrons and ions. Actually, inside the sun and the stars, the temperature is very high. As a result, the atoms break, releasing electrons, and the residual particles are called ions, which carry positive charge. The mixture of highly energetic electrons and ions is known as plasma, and it is responsible for the glow or shine. And the fluorescent tubes and the neon sign bulbs also glow due to plasma. In the fluorescent tube, there is helium or some other gas, while neon is present in neon sign bulbs. As electricity flows through them, the atoms of these gases break into charged electrons and ions, and they constitute plasma which glows. Fifth state of matter is BEC, and the full form of BEC is Bose-Einstein Condensate, and these are also known as bosons. The main work for the discovery of the fifth state of matter was done by Indian physicist, that is Satyendranath Bose and Albert Einstein. Well-known scientist, that is Albert Einstein. But actually, this was shown to exist when three American scientists, that is Eric A. Cornell, Wolfgang Kettery and Carl E. Wieman, in the year 2001 cooled certain gases of extremely low density to very low temperature, that is 0 Kelvin, and that was known as super low temperature. And the particles which constitute this state of matter are often called Bose-Einstein Condensate, BEC, and also known as bosons. These have very low energy and behaves like ice in the sense that those are as slippery as ice. And all the three scientists, that is Eric A. Cornell, Wolfgang Kettery and Carl E. Wieman, they were awarded Nobel Prize for their achievement. That's all. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.